Hi guys, it's K-Rush here again, and I'm going to explain some of the game mechanics and gameplays that I do. For example, now we will be doing the gem bay to farm some gems and dusts which you use to increase some of your gems and the various gems you get. Purple, and I think you get legendary, the yellow one after this one. And you start out with normal white ones, and it goes up to green, and it goes up to blue, and then purple, and then orange, which is legendary. And also, I'm basically just concentrating on damage, because physical damage is basically your best. So yes, the Djembe. Let's see, Djembe. Let's deploy. Usually what I do here is I will just try and level everyone up to 85, and I'll probably use tanks more. These guys can't really use them yet. You can't go into 85 fight using 70s and 55s. You'll instantly lose. So let's see how we're gonna fare here. I don't usually use spells. I can probably use them now. So let's use some spells. I basically only try and use it at the end, but it doesn't really matter that much. You will only maybe win one or two past the second yellow dot there at the bottom. You've got 5, and then the yellow one, and then another 4 blue, and then a yellow one. I usually only get up to that point, or I lose usually at that second yellow dot, and maybe 1 or 2 spaces further you can win on the blue dots there. So, well, let's get started. It's going to be a slow process because I don't have the premium account. They did give over Christmas, basically the whole Christmas they gave premium accounts. You can got it through some of the quests you did there and so on. So the game is just like crawling speed at the moment, but I'll probably speed it up for you guys. So I'll cheat for you a bit, and it would seem like it's on. We're on premium. So the video editing software I use is Filmora. It's a very good program. And then for capturing I use the what do you call it, OBS. If you guys or any of you are interested in also uploading some of the videos and so on that you make of your game, I mean, you don't think that people won't watch your video because you start out. There's many people who just start out the game and for them it's something new. There's always someone that's a little bit below you, and there'll probably always be someone that's a little bit higher than you. But some people would want to see what you have to show because they're probably just below you at that stage, or just for research purposes. So yeah, you can start using it when it's recharged at this point, but I'll just save it up until I get to the end. And then I'll just constantly keep on freezing the guy, and when I see I basically will win the battle, I just wait and save it for the next battle. So you can get a little bit higher, but if one of your guys dies, that's bad. We're almost at the end now, so let's keep on continuing. This now it's starting to get problematic, so I will start to freeze now and give some chance for my tank to survive. And he's probably going to raise his guys. They're up. Now my tank is going to die, which is fine. Oh, he didn't die. Well, it's because he's so tanky. Now I will be exchanging him for one of the other tanks, which is a little bit weaker, but I guess it can work. It can work like that. So let's freeze these guys full out, because that's why we saved these spells for up to now. We can maybe win 1 or 2 extra battles using this, but as you progress, it just gets very much harder to win those guys, because the team power that they use now, it's at 920. Now it goes up to 1 million, and the next guy will be 142, and the next guy will be almost 1.1. So I'm a bit above them, but the freezing is helping me a lot. So this guy probably win 2 more fights, maybe. It depends. We'll see. So this is my strategy. I don't always use spells. Sometimes I'll just get to this point and then, you know, maybe win this guy. Most of the time I win him. I'll say 60% of the time. So let me freeze. Almost misclick there. Or basically I did misclick. So let's freeze these guys as well. And he killed one of my tanks. Look, that's why I use spare tanks. There's another one. I should have actually changed these guys at the start so the weaker tank will die and the stronger tank will be at the end. But what is actually pretty good here is you start to get pretty good stuff here. You can get this legendary dust, which you only get by disenchanting legendary items. So yeah, let's see. I still have a full set of freezes, so I possibly could win this one as well. Because I basically disabled the team half of the fight. They don't do any damage. Look here, they're freezed, and that guy dies. Now they're gonna resurrect their guys, and they're frozen, so they don't do any more damage. And this is problematic, but they raised that guy luckily for me. But that is where the danger point is, because if they didn't raise that guy, because the other guy died, you will lose that tank of yours. But I do have another tank. Looks like we can still continue. Maybe we'll win this guy as well. It's starting to get higher now and more difficult to beat them. So let's freeze them. Gives my mages time to resurrect, and yeah, we're doing damage, freezing those guys as well, stopping the archers from doing damage. And probably, yeah, everyone is still up. And we've got 2 freezes left. I don't think I'll win the next one, but let's try. So I guess when you have a full set, you can't possibly clear if you have full equipments and stuff like that. Looks like everything looks good. This guy's got some good artifacts, and now he's frozen again, so he's stunning my whole team, but I am starting to beat his stronger guys, and I won this one, yay. I don't think I'll win the next one, but let's try, and try again until you succeed. Let's go, boys. Do it. You can do it. And both archers are dead. Archers are up and running again. I don't know what's going on here, but oh yeah, it's something that killed my archer at the back. Oh, things are looking very, very tight, and the resurrection mage resurrected. Yeah, I won that one. So let's try the last one. I don't think I'll win this one, but we can try. You see the team now. Now we're using 70s and we're using a 55, and you can see the power is lower. But just for the fun of it, go team! And he's already killing the guys at the back. So yeah, that was a fail. Oh, I see one of his archers teleported to the back. He started killing the guys from the back. But the stuff gets better and better, and I don't know how many times you find it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 wins, 16, 18, 20 times. So that's pretty good. Let's see what the rewards will be. Probably get some green gems, maybe a blue gem, which is really a big thing because it costs quite a lot to level up these gems. But yes, let's go and open it and see what we get. 400, that's pretty good. Blues and no. Oh yeah, there it goes. Two orange dusts and a purple, or a green. Any purples? No. Sorry, but I did get 2 armors, so yay, that's not a bad run. Let's just see what's going on here. Nothing. Usually I help the guys, but food I don't really use. I'd rather try and get my glory up and help the guild that way. Yeah, there is a 200 guy to fight, so let's quickly get him. If I sound depressed, I'm not really depressed. It's just how I sound. I probably always sounding depressed. So or depressing, or I did listen to myself and it sounded like I'm depressed or something, but I'm not. I'm happy. It's just how I sound. How I sound like. Yes, there is some. It's raining here, so we've got some background noises. Okay, so if you have premium account, your guys will heal by themselves and a lot of stuff. Doesn't cost that much, but I wait for the special, and you know, when it's needed, I'll buy it. I don't really want to spend money, like I say. I try and spend as less money as possible. I do spend a little bit just to support the guys, but basically on the same way you will be. You know, if I were to buy a game in the past, usually you bought a game for like in 300 rand. I don't know if you convert it to dollars. That's about divided by 14, so that's going to be about $21, $22 for a game. So I try and spend about that much, and then I feel, you know, I have supported the divisions, because that is what games usually cost for a long time. I know some of the newer games, like PlayStation games, are crazy. It goes up to 60, something like that, dollars, but I won't spend that. That's just insane. So yeah, I like to play these phone games because they give you the full game, and for me it's really fun to try and beat the game. You know, try and look for shortcuts to be successful at the game. And you know, I can also give you guys tips for you guys who also, you know, don't want to really spend that much money, rather spend the money on something that's more important. I mean, for you guys who do want to spend money, kudos to you. I mean, you're supporting the divisions, and they can create better games, so it's always a good thing. It's just I'm explaining to you guys what my planning strategy and gaming strategy is, you know, towards all these type of games. This is just one of the games I'm playing. I do play. There's a few games, so you will see on my YouTube channel, you know, as I release them. I'm just concentrating at the moment on Last Day on Earth. So I have some videos to still make there, and you know, gameplay videos. Because some of the videos are outdated that the other YouTubers uploaded, so possibly it's going to be good to upload some of the stuff that has been uploaded. But you know, also for efficiency purposes, how to clear some of those bunkers and on a hard mode, because that game is kind of difficult. But there is, if you play if you use your melee weapons basically, and don't use your guns, you can use your guns at areas where basically it's too difficult for you to use melee weapons, like the police station and stuff like that. That game is actually, it's a pretty good game. It's just very slow in developing. I know it's, you know, it's a few guys who are developing it, like the guys who started the Clash of Clans, and you know, it's a very good concept, and I like the way how the guns are designed. And I mean, you get the M16s and AKs, and you get locks and all those kind of guns, and it's basically you're fighting zombies. And they want to make it a multiplayer game where people are, you know, in the game as well, where you can play with your clan buddies and stuff like that. But the game is in beta phase still, so it's still it's in work in progress, and I'm sure they will eventually. I guess if they have enough support, they will. How can I say? The more people they have, the faster they can develop the game. So that is on their part. You know, I don't know how the structure works and how much money they're making, but it's a good idea if you ask me. You know, get the game out of beta. Yeah, at the moment it's in beta. It's been there for quite a while, and you know, many survival games popped up in each place, and I don't know how that works, but some of them is very close to that type of survival game. It's as if they you know, I don't know how it worked, but it seems like they sold some of their framework, and well, that's why most of the other games are almost the same. But it's fine, you know, the other games have got some different things that they're working on, like those medieval times, and they're more concentrating on swords and stuff like that, different type of weapons, melee weapons, and yeah, but it looks almost the same. Some of the stuff is almost the same. So, but Last Day on Earth survival is one of the games that they basically the first of that type. And you know, at the start it was insanely popular. I mean, more than 800,000 people subscribed in a very short time. You know, or played the game in a very short time. So I know many people go back to it and see what's going on there. And there's a lot of changes, new things that's going on there. That's pretty nice. But yeah, if they can get the game out of beta, it would be very good for them. but I know they have their plan and framework that they're going to design things and so on. So yeah, back to this game. What we want to do another djembe run? Yes, no, I don't have food. The store, I think the best thing you can buy here, I think it's the tickets. Because when you have a strong enough team, I mean, it doesn't help you buy tickets if your team is not fully legendary equipped. But if your team is fully legendary equipped, I think the tickets would be the best, because you can also purchase legendary items from the store, I think. So that will also help you getting better equipped items. So yeah, you can also get the ranges and idea deals damage, splash damage. So that's not very bad. It's 15k damage when your guy dies, and he's going to die quickly because he's an assassin type guy. So yeah, purchasing like this item is pretty good, and I don't think you can. Maybe this is very good as well because you get 2 to 4 legendaries, but it costs insane amount. If at this moment, if I win and I place basically a last, I get the 60 bonus, and also you get about 25 if you play each game or fight each fight. So yeah, but you really you want to place first up to third, because then you get about more than 200. You get double what you're getting. So that's why I saved all these tickets. And also when you get into arena, you have to be equipped. You have to get all the base gears, and that is why, you know, if you're at throne room 7, it's very good. Throne room 7, you get you see I'm at level 9 at the moment. Don't rush this game. Don't go to throne room 10 if you don't have close to 2 million or I mean, well, you can play the game if you want to, but everything gets more costly the higher you level. I decided to go to, because it's one step away from 100, which is the next step, and also leveling up is takes very long. I mean, for every point upwards from now, it's gonna take almost, I don't know, like 3 days up to 4 days, and then when you get to 90, it's like almost 7 days, and then when you get to like 95, it takes almost like 2 weeks for one point, and you have to level, you know, a few guys. So leveling in this game, if you go to 10 and you're too in a hurry, you're gonna struggle to upgrade your guys because everything is costing more and it's taking you more time to level. So what I did is, I think I might have, you know, I should have stayed at throne room 7 for a bit, and, you know, did some dark portal farming. I guess you could have gone up to level 55, and when you get to level 55, it's not too difficult to beat that boss, because if you have some stunners, you can just stun this boss, and, you know, it's kind of easy. 55 is easy, you know. 59 is easy. You should just be careful because this boss does AoE. If this boss, you can use your buffs because you get 3 spells that they give you. You know, occasionally you get a spell or so. It's, I think it's this one, and this one, but don't buy it. Yeah, I mean, you can if you want. If you have the money to do that, you can. But, you know, like, I'm playing sparingly, efficiently, so usually these stuff drop for you. You don't have to get it, but it only drops up to 10 times, so you can save it, and then you can play a bit higher. You can fight like what I did, or what I'm doing at the moment is I'm farming level 64 with my team, and this guy, I used the buff where you get the damage. So I use this one. Let me just click here. Yeah. So my guy does 200%, so it's double damage for 4 seconds, which is fine, because when they just reach the boss, I pop it, and then they kill the boss like almost instantly. And because those 2 DPS guys goes up from 15k to 30k, so I'm doing 60,000 damage just by the 2 guys. And then my archer also does damage, and a tank, and 2 mages. So it drops this boss almost instantly, because what he does, or how he's designed, is when he gets to your team, he does like a AoE explosion, and it takes quite a lot of your HP away from your guys. So if your previous teams have fought, and, you know, the team, you usually get 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This boss comes on wave 3, and this boss comes on wave 5, but this boss is really easy. You can take him out with just 3 guys or 2 guys or whatever, and then this spell is not that bad. You use it summons like any one of the monsters on the same level. So sometimes it summons a useful guy. Usually I like if you get a guy that basically just as a tank and as an extra support that gives you resurrecting guys some time to resurrect those two assassins of yours that which easily dies because of the assaults and they are in the front line. So the resurrection spell is pretty good, obviously as it is, you can just resurrect it when you see your team is going to fail, but sometimes you waste those spells because your team is going to lose anyways. So what I do is I save up and then I do 68. So this boss I do basically the same strategy. When my guys are close to him, I pop a 200% double damage spell, and usually they do give you the spells back. They sometimes, I'd say on average, they drop 3 spells, so you get 3 spells back. If you use only 1 spell on this level, you can build up spells and then you can use those spells here. But these guys are very tough because you get 4 of them you have to fight, and what happens is the first I used my ice trap spells to stop these guys from doing the damage so that my guys can reach them, and also I pop up the damage buff spell so my guys can kill the first 2 guys very quickly, and then the last 2 guys don't do that much damage. And you should just watch. I usually use 3 ice traps to get these guys to not kill me, and it's pretty difficult. I can't show you now, but my strength is 1.25 million, and these guys are like 1.65, almost 1.7 million that you're fighting. So, but that's just some of the strategy. Usually I do 1 or 2 of these runs. Some I have lost. I'll show you when I upload my Dark Portal run. You'll see that I died to them like 2 or 3 times, and yeah, you can. My team also can die. It depends on how difficult team, because these guys are about 1.4 million. So if you fight if the level spawns and it's at the 1.4 million, your guys are going to start to struggle a bit because it's up to 6 guys that you fight at the same time. Where usually if it's not that high, because this level, the 64th level, is from about 1. Yeah, it can go up from 1.2 up to 1.4 about in strength. Or something like that. I'll have to check that again, but that's just from memory what I can recall. So that is that. Basically, you keep on training always. Your fighters needs to be trained, except if you don't want to level anymore. Like my strategy is going to be to level 1 guy up to 100, and then just do arenas, and I'll possibly fall in the 87 bracket, which is the bracket that I'm in now is 85. So because all my guys are 85, I'll fall in an 85 bracket, and if I've got 100, I'll possibly fall in an 87 bracket, and the guys that I will be facing will be maybe 2.5 million at most. Whereas if you're gonna level all your guys or 2 guys up to 100, you fall even on a higher bracket, and what's going to happen is you're going to face guys that's 3 million and 4 million. I think the most I've seen is 3.5 or something like that. So you're gonna lose against those guys, and if the whole arena is going to be full of them at the moment, you fight 10 guys. So if 3 of those guys are 2 million, getting to the top 3 is not going to be an easy thing to do. And then usually on places 4 to 6 there will possibly be a guy that's 1.7, 1.6. So that's my plan, is to level all my guys up to about 1.6 or 1.7 million power, and then I will possibly be able to place maybe 3rd if I'm lucky, if there's only 1 or 2 millions. If you play correctly, you can also reach that. So yeah, that is my plan. And if you're lucky, you get this chase, which also gives you 2 legendaries, so that can help. But the idea is basically to get the artifacts. That's good. Some of them is pretty good, like this one. I think it would be okay to purchase this one, because it makes sure you're resurrecting priests, you resurrect a bit faster. I don't think you're gonna be lucky always to get it correctly, where the cooldown would be precisely right, in the precise correct way for it to be in your favor. Use 1.1. We'll probably use a freeze or so just to try and make sure that we win this one, because but his build isn't very good. You want those stuns. These damage buffs and damage stuff really doesn't do that much. But let's see, maybe he's gonna win me. Nah, don't think so. But he had some artifacts, I'm sure. So, yes, doing this for the glory, so I can support my guild, so they can, you know, place very well. Let's see. At the moment, I'm second place. That's just normal. I don't think we did any good in the clan war. Did we win? Yeah or not? I don't think so. We lost, yeah. But when you win, we were placed third. So this 14,000 glory gets divided to the whole clan. So you get like, or everyone that participated in that war. So if you place first, you get quite a lot of glory. If you place last, I think you also gain some of the glory of the tower that you won. I'm not sure, but or maybe they divide all of the glory. So yeah, that's why I'm placed pretty high there, and also I do the reset and whatnot. If you just think, is there anything else? I can just quickly go through the game. This is just your dining hall. You basically, they create the food for you, which you use per hour. So I'm producing 50,000 per hour. So every 2 hours I'll get 100,000, and that would mean that I can stack 490 plus 105. So you can basically stack almost 600,000. So yeah, it's basically 12 hours, and then the food is full. So you play 2 times a day, and usually it's at my time it's 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. That is when you have to, you know, do a clan war. Like you can see, the clan war tells us in 3 hours. So now it is about 6 o'clock where I'm at. So 6 p.m. So 9 p.m. we'll be fighting, or we can be joining. But I don't think I'll be producing over 3 hours. But you get 2 hours from 9 up to 11. So it's 9 up to 11 in the 12-hour period where you can do clan wars. And you know, your clan, they do want you to join these wars and try and win. Because, okay, this chest was bad because I don't know, half of this guild, they didn't do anything, they didn't reach the minimum. Because, yeah, before you can even get the chest, you need, or anything from the chest, you need to get 25,000 glory in this guild. Some of them, I guess, is higher, and some of them is lower if you're in a lower guild. So, I don't know, I guess this is set by the clan leaders or clan officers on how high this should be. I got around almost 40,000, for the last period of days, because over the weekend I farmed portal. That is the way I can get legendaries, so I can get good legendaries and then eventually start farming arena, and then, you know, eventually if I can place up the top 3 points I can get the good artifacts. But it's going to take quite a while. You know, I will eventually spend all these tickets when I'm better off or better placed, and then you can also sometimes they do give daggers here, and these mods are pretty good at the bottom here. Usually, mostly it is better than what you usually get. So, and also the range is 82 to up to 85, so it's a very small margin where it will fail. Whereas if you create it, you can go down to 70 something, 73, and that sucks quite a bit. You know, because the investment of getting purple shards is not that easy. So yeah, but you can also get the artifacts, and I'm not sure. I'll do some research on that as well. I mean, there's a lot of time to still do that. I'm saving all. I've got 1,164 at the moment, so I'm just saving up. And I don't think maybe I'll save up and buy this at some point. But first I'll fill up all the artifacts. I'll probably get a few artifacts. I mean, if I'm playing now, I get around 100 per win. If I save up, I'll get basically at the tickets I have, I'll get 11,000. If I will use all my tickets now and keep on placing, or keep on getting about 100 per win, or per arena. I mean, that goes up to double that, so I'll get to 20 something. So this means that I can purchase maybe 1 or 2 artifacts with that amount of tickets that I have except if I purchase, all purple items. But I'll still see it costs about 10,000, so I can basically buy 2 artifacts as well. If I'm lucky, I can get one of these chests that you get, because it seems like anybody can get it, but you have to place pretty high, and you can get quite a few stuff. You get some tickets back as well. So if you're lucky, you can get this, but I think you have to place in the top, only the top 3 guys. So it's very important to be able to place in the 3 spots. If you want to use your arena tickets, because of this chest and all the bonus that gives you if you want to play efficiently. So yeah, do pop these thoughts of these guys that pops up. You do get gems from them sometimes. I've been saving my gems, for the old times 3 thing, what you get here, or if you want to farm, you're basically gonna get maybe 3 legendaries from it. But my idea is to pop this and then try and get, pretty high, because you do get some of the gems back if you can place high. So that will, give you back some of the costs. And you do also get a chest. I don't know how good this chest is. Probably, maybe it will give you a legendary. So yeah, but these guys, they use programs that farm for them. I'm pretty sure they do, because look at these guys, that's insane. You have to, I don't know how, they also use real money, but it's going to cost you quite a few, because it costs like 200 to reset, but you have to farm constantly for 24 hours for the whole event to be able to get that high. So I don't think I'll be reaching that high with the little bit of stuff I've saved up. I mean, I did count the food. Some of these you get, if they can, somehow release more stuff, because the problem with this game is your iron and your wood is basically always at max. If you don't level up anymore, that's just going to be standing there at max, and there's no way for you to use that except the gold you can use by merging gems and leveling gems. But the problem is you cannot get dust anywhere except doing gem bay, so you are limited quite a lot. But I guess that's the way they want to make money. But the point is, it's useless if your resources just sitting there doing nothing and it's just maxed out. If they make maybe a room where you can can spend some of your resources, exchange it for gems maybe, or exchange it for something, it should be helpful. It would make the game it would bring attacking other guys. It would be useful to have some resources. But most people obviously spend all their resources so they don't get attacked. But some, how can I say it? It's good. At the moment, it's not that good if you're just sitting at cap resources. And I mean, look, it's not helping me. Storage is full, and there's nothing I can do with that except if I level up. But obviously, they designed the game so that you don't just quickly level up. So now they should actually give you a way to spend these resources, because food is always going to be spent, because most of the game is going on around that. My advice would be to create a building where you can spend iron, or you can exchange iron for food, or wood for food, or something for mana as well, because mana is also used by crafting weapons. Or maybe you can just purchase some of the dust, because creating and leveling these gems are insane, costs a lot. And it would also help, because on the map, when you fight people, it would matter when you get these resources by winning. But at the moment now, it's useless. You're just stealing resources from someone, or winning resources from someone by winning, and then basically you're wasting that resources. You don't even need that resources. That guy's just losing that resources for no reason. So that is something that I guess the development team should be looking at. I don't know if they are looking at it. Maybe they will be. Anyways, you can lower your trophies is by removing all your guys. Like for me, I'm basically giving some of the guys back if they want to revenge me, so they get more resources back than what I stole from them, or win from them by winning or beating them. But I basically only beat them to get the glory. so I can, you know, get better chest for my guild, because here at the clan war you get better chests the more glory you get. Like this chest gives you basically nothing, and this chest is basically the one that the guild wants to get to. But we need almost 1.5 million glory from the whole guild. But like, it doesn't help if only one or two guys in the guild basically. Or in this situation, only half the guild got 25,000 glory. So the rest of the guild needs to, also you need a basically active guild to get that glory, because it's a kind of a hassle. You have to farm the whole 14 days that they give you to farm it, and then, like for instance, we did now 14 days, we got one legendary item, and it's not even a high level, so for me this is useless. All these items are useless. The only thing that's good is the gems, and you get the tickets, and there's not even purple shards. So purple shards is what you use to make legendary items, so that sucks a bit, but you know, it's a game. You can, gives you something to do, I guess, and you do it with your friends in a guild and so on. So yeah, that's all. I don't think this is the finance building for the gold, but it's useless. This makes the mana. You level all your guys through these rooms here. I place them away from my, so I don't misclick and remove the guy. This one, that's why my fighting training is up here, because you can see it takes 1 day for this guy for 1 point. So he's 83, he'll go to 84. So, and I don't know, I think he's already halfway through the training, because it takes almost 2 days now for 1 point. So it's gonna take quite a while, but to level these guys up to 100. But you know, this game, you have to get the goblin as well. I always save my gems. That's why I'm so efficiently saving, because I purchase this guy the moment when I can at the maximum. You can purchase him. It costs 400 for him, and you can see he runs around and collects the stuff for you. Otherwise, you're gonna have to log in and collect, because this only saves for every 2 hours. You have to log in and collect if you don't want to use that guy. So that's just insane. I'd rather go do something else for that time period. The goblin can collect all the stuff for me. He also collects for the leveling, so you don't get behind on leveling. That's also pretty important. That's why you have to basically buy that guy when he's on cooldown. But you do get a lot of gems. These smiley faces that goes up there. Sometimes it's gems you can get also. It's just between 1 and 3 gems that it gives you slowly. And you can also, if you want to, you purchase, in place of legendary items, you purchase gems here. But that's quite a lot. So if I farm the whole weekend and I don't use this, it's going to cost me 500 gems there, and then I can gain back basically double that amount if I purchase almost all of these gems, because I will be farming about 40,000, and you can get 21,000 from these 100, so that's 300 plus this. That's, you know, basically another 20, so you can almost get maybe 200 gems back if you want to do that. So purchasing this, it's not really good to soul catcher. That is good for legendary items. I purchased an amulet as I got a spell power one, so yeah, it's not that bad one. It's like, I think it's this one. 2000 spell power, it's 1400 armor and magic armor. So HP would have been better, maybe, if you remove the armor, because the priests don't really. When you get to that point where your priests are attacked by physical damage, you're in trouble. So you want HP rather, because when in Dark Portal or when they do AoE damages and stuff like that, the magic armor helps against the magic, and the spell power helps you from raising a guy for more. You know, this is not a bad amulet, except for the armor. Might have been better if I got a health roll, but it's difficult. For instance, like this one, it's a spell power, is useless for a tank, but the health and the armor is very good for me. And also it's got 2 gems. You can see I'm trying to get the gems going as high as possible, and you can see the difference here, and it's quite large. But I think the purple one I did level a bit, and then I realized no, it's a waste. You should actually level the lower stuff, because you gain more for less, whereas you spend almost all your saved up. That's just to level it for, let's see what level did I get to. Level 13. So, and this thing goes up to 30. So, yeah, you can see I mean, I can use all this, and it's maybe gonna get, let's see, I've got 3 levels there. I can use all my dust that I have, and let's see, we can go up to level 19 almost. So yeah, that's actually bad. So it means these items, they eat up, and I mean the gain here is 100 armor. I'm gaining about 100 armor, so that's just useless. Whereas if we, let's say for instance, level another gem that's very low, let's say this one. I'm going to do this eventually, so because it's a lot cheaper to level the lower ones, you gain a lot more. So let's see. Let's use this one. I usually use one of these. Let's see if it's going to max. And then how much of this would I have to use? 600 more, and then this thing will be maxed. So you can see we're gaining, whereas we used all our dust on the other item, on the purple armor, we're gaining 80. That's almost double. We're gaining 80 armor, and look at the resources that we're using, almost nothing compared to the purple one. So if you want to level those purple gems, you better have leveled everything else that is lower. Otherwise, it would just be a waste, leveling the higher and gaining so little. But I guess that is the point. You just level it up to that purple point, and you go from green upwards to purple, blue, and then from blue up to purple, and purple up to legendary. But if you don't get that, I mean, some of these stuff I got from the Christmas event. So it's, you know, usually Oktoberfest is when I started this game, and that's the first event I took part in, and I got, I think, over Christmas I got some of these purples. One of these I got over Christmas, and then I leveled it a bit, and I saw no, it's just a waste of resources. It's better to level the lowest stuff first, and the lowest gems. So regarding gems, that's my input. Level the lowest ones and merge them upwards, and like that. That is the best way to go. It's the highest increase you'll get for your dust. And then, I mean, level all these. First, level the gems. If you can, I'll turn this into a blue eventually. I mean, I think this blue is almost maxed out. Also, I didn't realize it's not good to do that. But I wanted to get my DPS up as high as possible. So, yeah, the crit and dodge, that's not really that important. I'll level... yeah, it's okay. But first I'll level if I have a hierarchy, I'll use damage first, and then armor, and then HP, I guess, and then I'll use dodge and crit. So this is a HP gem, this is a dodge gem, and this is a crit. So yeah, and this is dodge and crit. And I'll also level the front guys first. You know, the guys who has dodge, because they will be the ones being attacked first. And this is my tank dude. I was struggling to get some of these, and I can possibly level 1 or 2, just so you guys can see. Let's level one of them. Let me just see if I do have one of those. I think I might have gotten 1 or 2, so I did get a dodge one. So, we have 1. Yay! So, what I usually do is I choose between blue or green, and I just set 1 back so we don't waste it. Just being efficient. Okay, there we go, and that's level 5. So you'll see also the purple gem goes up to 30, the grey gem goes up to 5. So it uses way less resources for quite a greater gain. So that is now leveled. And then with the tank, let's just see. So we're going to level the one in the mace. Okay, so gems, we go to the hands, we're looking for the one in the mace. It's just a bit difficult. They could have made a shortcut where you can just click on that mace and it links you to the one you want to level. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, maybe it's already maxed. Yeah, it seems I didn't max it. Okay, so let's go to gems. The merging is quite a bit, costs a bit, but I'm pretty happy because gives me a way to spend that gold that's just always there maxed. Okay, let's look for the mace. Where is it? Serpent ring. Stick Titan plate. You see, if you could just have linked it in here from that, it would have been a lot easier. There we go. But I guess I will implement that, maybe make it a bit smoother to enhance. Also, it starts to cost more to enhance it, but now we have a high chance of success. But basically, you don't lose anything, that bad. Just basically losing the money, and you have to retry. So if you have the money, why not? I mean, it's at max almost most of the time. And also, if any guildies ask for help except food, I not usually give food, but yeah. Okay, so that is example on gemming, and now you can see there that the gem is green. It's not white anymore. Eventually I'll also label these green because it doesn't cost too much to label them. I'll also try and put in the better armor stuff for the tanks, more dodge and more armor. Should actually get magic armor as well. Might be a good idea to swap this for that. No, we needed health and we could have swapped it for the magic armor. So, because the mages also, I think they attack from the front. So yeah, this is a crit and dodge. I would like to get a damage ring. I also got this somewhere. Oh yeah, we made it just a while ago. But for some unlucky reason, I keep on getting magic stuff the whole time. Spell power, and this one has magic armor, and another spell power. You get amulets wise, you get spell power quite a lot. You don't get the DPS or physical damage very easily, except, or I guess I'm a bit unlucky. I don't know. Regarding that, I just got 3 gems by clicking on that. Thought of, or whatever thought that doodad. This one is sitting here and thinking about something, James, I guess. So yeah, spells wise, I researched this as well. I used this for a while. I thought this was good as well. Now I can see the spell, I guess. I have to click here. Oh, where is it? Okay, yeah, well, it seems like, yeah, you can see it's 30 damage reduction for 10 seconds, but in the end, stopping 30 damage reduction for 10 seconds, yeah, that makes like that, if I compare it to my own team, that 15k dude does 30% less damage, so yeah, that's about what, I'd say about 5,000. So yeah, you're doing 5,000 less damage per second, whereas this stops a guy from doing 15,000 per second. So you're stopping 30, yeah, you're stopping 30, 45,000 worth of damage. And this would stop for 10 seconds, 5,000, so yeah, it's 50,000. So this would be a bit better, but you're not gonna last that long. You guys will die, pretty much quicker than that. So maybe this is better for the portal, but some of those bosses does quite a little bit more than 15k DPS per second, so this is a bit better, in my opinion. Out of all the spells, I mean, I leveled this one as well and tested it, but not too high, but that's way less. I mean, this heals your own team, but 8,000 healing on each guy is over 8 seconds. I mean, if you're doing 15k DPS, that's just really too low. And I mean, this guy, it heals for one spell. I mean, this blocks way more damage than this. So it's not useful, and this also doesn't help if you buff your guys but they are dead. So this keeps your guys alive. So that's why Ice Trap, in my opinion, is the best spell out of what they give. And yeah, so what else is there? This is the clan. What can I talk about that now. Just level. Yeah, this. We can talk about Arsenal a bit. Okay, so it looks like my 18 hours and then my cracker will be stunning them for, I think, another 0.5 seconds. So if you see, my setup is basically stun. This is damage, but if you compare, stopping a guy from doing damage in late game is way more important than doing a little bit of damage. I mean, that's 1,800. Maybe it can do double damage, 3,000. Whoops! Whoa! This is going to stop my 15k DPS assassin for, well, it's going to stop like, yeah, 60,000 damage. So I was 1,800 damage compared to 60,000 damage. That's just obvious. So they hit the opponents and they increase the damage they take. So this is the one you get. This one is increases the opponent's spell cooldown time, and they hit the opponent for lowering their damage. So all of these are pretty good. I chose this one because 25% is a bit better, because they take damage more. So yeah, this causes my 15k DPS to do 25% more damage. So he's going to do 20,000 damage per second when this buff is on the enemy. So this makes that their damage is less. So, you know, this is a little bit better for me, damage wise, than this one. But you can also use this one, I guess. It's pretty good. This one increases the opponent's spell cooldown. That's not really that great. Yeah, they will resurrect a bit longer. It's going to be 2 seconds longer before they raise one of their guys. So I think this is better because I'll be doing quite a little bit more damage. This one I'll be leveling up at the moment. It's just it just helps the front line to kill the melee guys. 1,000 damage is really not anything if you compare it to the guys already having 120,000 life. So, and also armor is going to reduce that also, maybe to 50%, who knows. So, or 500 damage. This one I reduce the armor for those tanky guys. It lasts 5 seconds, but it keeps on popping every, I think, 5 seconds. You can do damage if you want, because I think it heals you a bit, but I found that when this pops, the guys are already at max life, so it doesn't really do it. Maybe heals for, I don't even know, a little bit. It heals your front line a little bit, but it's not that great. And also this does damage, and it keeps on dealing a little bit more damage up to, but this means that every 5 seconds up to 15 times every 5 seconds. So it's a long battle. I mean, the battles don't last that long, so eventually maybe it will go up to 40%, 50%. So no, that's not really that going to do 900 damage. It's not going to do anything to a 120,000 life guy. So this is the best because you're reducing in a percentage wise his armor. So for example, if you use my dude and with his proc he's going to have more than 15,000 armor, this is going to reduce that by a fifth. So he's going to go down by almost 3,000 armor. I'm sure that's going to make a bigger difference when, you know, if I'm using my own team. And then the stunning, I'll probably level this to max. These two will be leveled to max because this one reduces the damage that my guys take in battle. That's also percentage-wise. This makes that we can dodge and crit. So this is also possibly a good choice. I chose this because dodge is it's kind of luck or dependent, because you can have a string where you guys don't dodge anything, and then whereas this is always going to make the damage less by 15%. That's 1/7 of his damage is going to be reduced, and then this one increases the damage you guys does, but I think this is way more percentage wise you're gonna gain. You're gonna also, the longer you can help your guys to survive, basically the stunning will be proccing the whole time. So the longer you guys can survive, or even if you can just make them until the ballista attacks again, that's 7 seconds where you stun the other team. Can make the difference. So this will be upgraded as well. It goes up to 20, probably then 2 levels more, so it probably will go up to 25 or 3% damage reduction. That's insane good. And this will probably go up to, I know these two can maybe be at the same time, but I think I did fight someone who had this both of them at stun, and just after this stun went out, the octopus hits the guys. So this is pretty good, if you ask me. And it gives your guys time because you're not receiving any damage, but your guys are doing damage the whole time, except if they're using the ice trap against you. But that's then basically balances it out a bit. You're stunning their guys and they're stunning you guys. But I mean, if he doesn't have spells, it's costing him resources, and he might not have those spells, but possibly he will if he wants to win you. So, but that's just part of the game. So that's regarding the arsenal. Some tips on that. Yeah, just level your guys. If you're starting this game, get your laboratory maxed first, or I'll say first your fighter training room and then your laboratory. It's kind of important to keep it the guys training because I mentioned a bit there. I get another 3 gems. What you have to do is laboratory guys are important. So train everyone in your army because they are the guys who's going to reduce you crafting. And I only started crafting later on. I didn't realize these guys should have been leveled. Sometimes I didn't even put training guys in here in the past. So for 3 months you could have gotten your whole team to be leveled up a bit more. And it helps a bit. You also do put on clothing. Let me just see like this. This guy's got a blue one. Let's see if we can put on a better one. Oh yeah, it's at the front. I think yeah, just keep on saving some of the stuff. I'll eventually turn them into shards. I do have a lot of shards. The grey ones, the white ones. So this needs a level 33 and it gives you 5% discount. And then also, if your guy's leveled up to max, where is it? It's about 3.2% that this is going to give you just by leveling the guy to 40. So that's going to give you 8%. Now you can put 4 guys in that room, so it's 8% times 4, so that turns into 32% that you're going to reduce your time when you're crafting, especially when you're crafting higher level stuff. It costs quite a bit of time. So 33 days, this could do, let's say, because it's just this guy, and let's see what level is he. This gives me 3% plus that gives me almost 5%. So it's not that bad, but you can get it a little bit better. Like this dude is on 3, so he gives you 1%. So in comparison, I'm getting 1% and another 2% and another 2%. So yeah, that's 4%, 5%, about 10% reduction, whereas I could have got 32%, which is 3 times as much, or 2 times as much. So when I started this just now, it could have reduced it maybe down to 2 days. So it's quite a difference. It makes a bit of a difference. If you, it's not that great, but it helps to turn all your shards, because the purple ones scratch, the legendary ones they scratch, the epic ones. Epic items are pretty good. It's just a little bit weaker than legendary, but I mean you can craft a legendary and it gives you another 73, and this you can craft and then it hits like a 80, and then that epic item will almost be just as good as a legendary item, even maybe I'll say a little bit better maybe. But yeah. And also, eventually you will have a lot of epics. That's why the shard design in this game is insane. That piqued my interest in, if I wanted to create my own game, or I'm still planning. I did some research, but possibly when I will start to design a game. You have to, if in programming, you first have to get everything in place, and then start to design from there on out. And I'll probably design my game in Java. I don't know Java or Python, or I think what that was the language, but I don't know those languages. Java I have some experience with, but you can really, if you want to, it's not that difficult. You can copy other people's code. I know it might be as easy as I'm saying, but if you study a bit and you can design your own game, I'm sure, and as the technology gets better, there will be programs that helps you. Like the program I wanted to use is Unity. It's kind of easy. You can, while you're doing the coding, you can see if it's working. So I'm still deciding to create a game or not, and I'll probably, that's why I'm playing most of these games to try and get an idea what is on the market, and because I've been playing games from when I was a little boy. I mean, I wasn't even in school, and I was enjoying games crazily. My father had to come and spank me because I was always playing arcade games, and when I had any money that maybe if I helped my father cut the grass or something, he gave me like a few bucks, and then I would go to the arcade and play games with that money. And I was doing not bad, I was young, but some of those games I played very well. So, but there's one thing in gaming: the more you play a game, the better you get at it. That's just the fact. So. And you shouldn't play angry. If you fail at something, you shouldn't be doing it when you're angry, because um, when you get angry, it changes your thought patterns. So what happens is you're not thinking the same as you would when you were not angry. And you can test this by yourself as well if you want. So don't play games when you're angry or something's not going your way. Rather just go play something else, or cool down, go do something else, go read or look, watch movie or whatever. Do something else just for that little bit, and then you can go back to that game when you're cool down. That's just also good advice. So now I have 30,000 food. I can attack another guy. Let's see. This dude. Let's attack him. Sorry, my friend, I have to attack you. I just want the glory, that's all. That's for my guild. So it's nothing personal. So yeah, like this guy is setting up a poison arrow, and I think this is a damaging wounds, all around damaging stuff. You can see it almost doesn't do anything to my team. It's basically, but okay, he's also a lot less. He's weaker than me by almost 700 or so, no, 500,000. So yeah, it's can't really say, but those stun stuff is a lot stronger. If you're playing this game, or if you in need of some advice regarding this game. So let's see what else can I talk about regarding this game. Just giving you most of the stuff that's in my mind, and when at the tip of my tongue, basically, regarding this. Yeah, throne room. If you're playing this game, rush up to throne room 7, stay there, do talk portal. What's going to be happening is this is going to cost you way less, and you can basically, I say throne room 7 is 2 levels lower than me, so you're going to be up to level 55 guys that you're going to get. So maybe throne room 8 is also, but the problem is this gets a lot more, it costs more. I mean, the soul catcher, when you get 2 times, and then when you're at 55, you will probably get, with the fully legendary legendaries, you will probably almost get to this level, because this is an easy level. I think I farmed level 55, that was easy, and I farmed level 49 or 50. One of these two was pretty easy. Oh yeah, this guy is also very easy to fight. 47. So you'll probably get up to 47. But you can check it out. Get yourself stun weapons, and you'll stun these type of bosses very easily. But some of them, they have something else. I think this boss is also easy. This is not so easy. This is pretty hard because there's a lot of guys with this guy. With this orc dude. And then this red orc devil dude. He's pretty easy if you can use that buffs, but you don't get those buffs, yeah, these spells, you don't get them so easily. So at the start, but later on, like on level 64, sometimes here at 64 I'm maxed with those, but I can't fight on 68 because I need my ice traps, and my ice traps sometimes I'd rather choose to build new rare items and get those gems leveled up. Oh yeah, I was still speaking about it. So what happens is 10 of these becomes 10 of these becomes 10 of these becomes 10 of these. So 1,000 of these becomes one of these, I think. Yeah, and 100 of these becomes one of these, and 10 of these becomes one of these. So you want to get these because 10 of these becomes a legendary item, and that's the highest tier item you can get. And yeah, you can get pretty good items. Like all of these are basically crafted stuff that I crafted. And also, my setup is basically to have the hospitals on both sides, so it's easier to place the guys over, you know. And also, I put this spot here so I can put the last two guys, because when I close the game, that I would be doing in a little bit, I put these guys in their rooms, basically, so my barracks are open, and so anybody on the field who wants to attack me, they can win instantly. So they're lucky if they're gonna fight me, because they're gonna get an insane amount of resources, and they don't even have to. They just have to send one guy, and they will win the fight. So, but for me, it's good because I keep my trophy count low, and the trophies is basically the higher trophies you have, the more difficult opponents you're gonna fight. So if you are one of the guys who's playing this game and you want to keep your trophies as high as possible, you're gonna very rarely get anybody you can win. Yeah, eventually it's going to happen. All of these guys are gonna be like this, whereas my team is like 1.2, and now I have to fight the 2.2 million guy, so that's not gonna happen. I won't win that guy. So you want to use the tactic where you lower your trophies, and 2000 is a good spot because it's easier for you to lower it downward than it is to gain more trophies, if you can say like that. And also, the point why I'm moving my guys out of, so my barracks are empty, is because you can revenge when someone attacks you, like this guy, for instance. He used one guy to beat me, but I think I couldn't revenge him. Let's use my I'll be back dude and see if he maybe isn't empty anymore. Nope, he's got no unit, so he's using the same strategy as what I'm using. But yeah, this is just, tips and tactics on the game, and I'm just explaining some of the stuff. And yeah, try and always upgrade your lower items. I did turn my grey items, or grey shards. You can also turn these shards into dust. So what I did is I did change these dusts, but I almost ran out of green dust. So I thought, no, I'd rather not do that anymore, because you're not gaining that much. I mean, those white dusts doesn't really give you that. I think it's one dust gives 1 XP, and you saw there, I don't know, when I tried to level that purple gem, you gain maybe 100 armor in the end of the day, and you use all that dust. It's better to just level the green, first the white gems, and then go up from there. Like, if I get more, I'll first finish this up, and then when those are finished, I'll go for the crit and the dodge on the other guys. And I'll just, I will be replacing this amulet very soon, so that's why I didn't socket anything in here, even though it's a good to socket health in here. But it costs gem to remove those. Not that much. I mean, the white ones cost, I think, 1 gem, and the green one costs 5 or something, and it goes up to, I think, 20 or something like that. Which is quite a lot if you keep on getting better gear, which is not going to be that much. But I'm trying to save my gems for the portal, yes, and the ×2 thingamabob. And when I use the ×3 one, I will be using all the gems that I do have. And I mean, I never purchased gems, but I did purchase the premium account. You see, I can renew it if I want. But I'd rather wait until because they do sometimes give you the special, and then but at the moment it's not that necessary. So it's just a little bit more convenient, because your guys, basically the only thing that I see is you get a free extra gem bay attack, and then you get a little bit more resources when you're attacking someone else. But like in this situation where I'm at, it doesn't matter, because I'm at max, and even if I attack someone, it's useless. Those resources just goes to waste, and that guy also loses that resources for nothing. So it's something the divisions should look into, I think. Probably, but it depends, because I don't know how good they're making money and if the game is doing any good. So if they're not doing very good, I guess that's better for them to leave it as it is. But if not, then they should actually try and give you maybe another way to get more gems, or more food, or maybe maybe dust. You can turn all your food and iron and stuff and your gold into dust, because it's insane cost to to level your gems. And I mean, I don't even have that high level gems, so, but you know, the dust is what limits you from leveling your gems in any ways. So, and you've got a lot of gems to level. I mean, I've got 12 guys that I have to level if you want to do good in your gem bay, and all of those gears needs max gems. And I mean, I have so many gems here that can't be used. That's actually useless items. That's just not items, gems. Go to the gems. Gems, please. Look at all these gems that's just sitting there doing nothing. I know I can dust them, but I'd rather keep them. I want to level them up and turn them into a higher level and a higher level, because all of these are going to, it's going to cost you, I mean, 2 becomes 1 and another one becomes 2, and now you need 4 for a green, and then you need, what, for a blue you need 8, and it goes up like that. Maybe you need 16 or so for a purple, and then if you want to go up towards, you need 32 if you want to go to a legendary. But it's not going to be easy to get there because the dust requirement would be insane. So if you can turn these resources into dust, that would be a very good help. Or else you can, you know, obviously purchase the gem stuff. You know, support the guys that way. But where do you get it? Oh, yeah, you don't. I think you get it here. Let me just check if you want to get dusts. But the problem is you don't get, I mean, that amount of dust is not gonna even level 1 gem. Yeah, if you're gonna get this legendary gem, yeah, you'll be very lucky. But I can tell you now, you're gonna purchase a lot of those chests before you get 1 legendary gem. So no, that is not the way to get dusts. And you know, maybe they'll look into that, exchange maybe your resources for dusts. And yeah, you can disenchant these gems and get dusts, but I mean, you need purples and legendary dusts, and you don't get those items so easily, except if you're at max at the end of the game. And yeah, I guess there's some, yeah, maybe legendary items and legendary dusts becomes when everything is maxed out, all those turns into dust and basically turns into gems. That's maybe where it is at. But I can tell you it's going to take you a long time, except if you have a lot of money you can throw away. But it's not usually how it works. You know, some guys do have more money than brains, so that's what my friend always said. And you know, it's kind of funny because they're spending too much money on games. I know it can be addiction as well. So, I don't think there's anything else I can say. When you start out the game, try and save all your chests. Only open the ones that give lower than purple and save all your purple shards. That's also one of the tactics that I saw is pretty good, because when I got to 85, I could create most of these epic items I created with those saved up. But the problem is, if I were Throne Room 7, I could have saved way more, because the gems would have been way less when you purchase it through the Dark Portal. I mean, I think it costs maybe like 1,000 or something at some point. And I mean, if I can farm at this level, by just normally farming, I get to around 50,000. If I use the ×2, if not, I get around 30, 35 about. So if I get the ×2, I'll get to about 70. So that means I can possibly purchase 3 if I use some of my saved food chests, by just, you know, building up my food the normal way through the dining hall, and not, you know, using some of these chests that you get. Oh no, that's a good one. Yeah, I can get a legendary, but I'm saving these items for, I don't know, possibly when I get to 100. I'll open those, because it's a small chance in anyways. But like this one, you might get a legendary. This chest you get from the last few levels, and here you get a new dweller. So kick out the lower level dwellers. But that's not important. How do you get 5-star dwellers? It's not that difficult. You just make sure that you put a level 5 with a level 4, or a level 4 with a level 4, and you just keep on doing it, kicking out the 2 stars and so on. Don't kick too many, because then you're gonna have 2 little guys to help you do, you know, farming and stuff like that. So So yeah, I just want to see everything I built about. Yeah, I can still build some chairs, but yeah, also in the beginning of the game, don't purchase too many of these. I just the one purchase for 700. That is the support that I did. I purchased the guy and the legendary item. They gave me a builder and a legendary item, but it's useless because in the end of the day, I wanted to purchase 4, but then I realized no, it's not necessary because I got to this point with 2 builders and yeah, now they're just standing there for maybe a month now, you know, just doing nothing. Oh, I see, I changed those guys by accident. Now stop it. Go back. What are you doing? Stop it. What? What are you guys doing? Okay, are you happy now? Yeah, yes. Okay, stand still. Yeah, see, it's because the rooms are full. Go back. That is the thing that by accident you misclick, and then what happens is these guys, if they were here, it would have been bad because let's say this guy ran out now, or this guy, you're losing a day worth of 500 point training. So yeah, can't really think of anything else I'd like to tell you guys, inform you guys and girls about this game. Thinking. Yeah, that's about it. Well, thank you guys for listening. I know, and sometimes I say things that's not really that good in English. So, but this video is going to be quite large. So, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the flip side. K-Rush out.
Thank you. Come again.